This is Isaac Haber, and it's an absolute honour to be joined by 59-year-old, five-time world champion, the Master Blaster, Lester Ellis, boxing royalty, not only in Australia, but in the world. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much, mate. It's nice to see young blokes follow me after years and years. I've been retired for about 13 years now, and I've met some terrific people through boxing. I've learned how to read and write. Boxing's been very good to me. I've wrote a book. It came out 4 years ago, and I've got some blokes now doing my life story in a movie.
That's absolutely fantastic to hear. To look back at your life, not only winning the World Championship, many times throughout your career, you also held the Australian and Commonwealth title twice in your career, was that correct?
Yeah, Australian title 3 times, Commonwealth title 2 times, Australasian title, and 5 times world champion in 5 different weight divisions, from junior lightweight, light welter, light middle.
That's absolutely brilliant. You've definitely left your mark, I guess, not only on the boxing world, not only on, local communities like Braybrook, Sunshine, and a variety of others. To see you at such a young age, I'm pretty sure you were 12 years old, saw that Rocky film come out of the pictures and said, I want to really dedicate my life to boxing.
Mate, what happened was, we had no mother, so I sort of ran my own race. I was 12 years old and I went to the local milk bar in Sunshine, Talentire Road. I jumped over the back fence and I stole 5 of those empty Coke bottles. And I went around the front and sold them back to him for, I think it was about 60 cents each. So that was enough for me to go to the pitch, get the bus, go to Sunshine, then from Sunshine get the train to Flinders Street, and I'm there feeding the pigeons. As I'm going down the steps, I see a big sign, Rocky. I thought, that looks all right. So I went to go and watch it, and as soon as I came out, straight away, something hit me. I said, I want to be a boxer. Things do happen for a reason. I get on the train, I come home, I run into this kid named Brad Quinn, and his father was Matt Quinn, who had the gym in Talentire Road, Sunshine. And I was telling him about the Rocky movie. He goes, my dad does boxing Tuesdays and Thursdays for juniors. If you want to come along tonight, it's a Tuesday night. It's 60 cents. So I went back to the milk bar, done the same thing again, got 60 cents, paid it. And he goes, why are you so angry all the time? Why are you trying to kill these kids? You don't even know how to box yet. I said, no, I'm pumped up from the Rocky movie. And then 10 weeks later, I had my first amateur fight. Then I had a rocky road, one lost. Then I won 40 straight.
That's absolutely brilliant. Actually had that here on my notes. I'm glad you mentioned that. In this conversation, the main topic I want to focus on is concussion. Yeah. And I guess discuss the dangers of boxing, but also the brilliance of it as well. So we look at the sport of boxing, and it presents a massive danger to the head region because it can cause severe brain damage, it can cause concussion, it can even, in some cases end people's life at times. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on the dangers that boxing presents.
Mate, boxers that are virtually fighters, that can't box much, can't use their reflexes, but they're strong, they're tough, they're motivated, but they get hit a lot. They get hit too many times. With me, I was an all-rounder. I could bat, bowl and field. I could box, I could body punch, I could in-fight. If someone said what was my style was I was a fighter, puncher, and I could box, and I could in-fight body shots. I could do a bit of everything. So I never received that many hits to the head because I could get myself out of trouble. But I reckon I had 20 concussions, maybe more just in the gym because I was an open target. I would spar all comers, anyone and everyone, Graham Brooks, Frank Ropers, Baby Kaz, Barry Michaels. I would spar them all. Anytime they come, I put my hand up to spar them. And I would go home with a massive headache and I'd go and put ice on my head. My dad would give me a bag of ice, put it on my head. And then through the night, I've still got this headache in the morning. So it took a night and half a day to go away. So I should imagine that was some sort of a concussion. But I would have had at least 50, 60 concussions over 22 years, but I would have had at least 5 or 6 bad ones. When I went to the hospital in Williamstown, I walked in, I said, mate, I've got a fucking headache from hell. I don't know what's going on, mate. He goes, what's happened? You've been hit in the temple, mate, with a hard shot, haven't you? I said, yeah. I said, it won't go away, mate. He goes, look, I'm going to give you these tablets. I said, my tablets don't help. I said, can you help me or not? He goes, all I can do is give you some tablets and advise you not to spar as much as you're sparring. I said, but I love boxing, mate. I love sparring. I want to improve. I want to be a world champion one day. I want to do whatever it takes. I love this sport. And boxing now, to me, is not a sport. How can it be a sport when someone's trying to punch the hell out of you and hurt you? If you make a mistake, you get hurt. If you drop your hands, or if someone puts you in a fight against someone who's too good for you too early, they can hurt you. And in sparring, I sparred all comers, and that meant when I sparred blokes bigger than myself. I was 9 stone, they were 10 stone, 10.5 stone, 11 stone, and they could fight. So I'm copping all those hits too. But I did have good evasion. I could make a bloke miss 10 times out of 30. I had good evasion. And I could block a punch good. And I could slip. And I could weave. I could get under the bombs. But getting back to the concussions, 6 times out of the 100 fights I had, I went to the Williamstown Hospital for concussion, and they just gave me a bag of ice, put it on my head, and said, just let it come down slowly, you'll be right in the morning. But years and years later, I'm only telling you because I like you and your dad, now I've got Alzheimer's, and I've got that from boxing. I've told no one I've got it, but I've got it. I've been to the doctor. He said, Lester, did you like a drink? I said, man, I love a drink. He goes, you're going to have to pull up. I said, mate, I have 6 a day, no more, no less. He goes, well, we're going to have to work something out, mate, this concussion. No, sorry, from the concussions that you got, we've got to work something out. We've got to, you got to pull up on your drinking, or we've got to find a way to slow down this Alzheimer's. It doesn't go away. They're trying to find something for it now for it to go away, but the proper doctors say it doesn't go away, it's there forever, and it can only get worse. So I'm 59 years of age. I hope I'm here for another 20 years, because I've got a little granddaughter, and I've got 4 sons that are doing really well. They've all boxed, and I pulled them all out of the boxing ring. As soon as they won a few fights each, they had their confidence. They were good at school. I sent them to university to teach them how to talk, to get a good job, and they all wanted to be entrepreneurs. 3 of them are, and my young one's 15. He's having his first fight in 8 weeks. It's in Flemington, Kensington, on the corner there. It's called the Pavilion. Yeah, it's a pavilion. If you want to come along and see him, you're welcome. Tickets are $350. You get a 5-course meal, all you can eat, all you can drink, and then you'll watch him and you'll get the feeling how I felt. He'll be in the change room, he'll be shitting himself. Who's the kid? Where's he from? What's his name? All that shit goes through your mind. You wonder whether you're trained hard enough. You wonder, are you fit enough? All sorts of shit goes through your mind. So he is very cocky, inspiring. He's just brilliant. He just puts them together. He's Dad, I'm not scared of this kid. You know that I'll bust him up. I said, oh, shut up. You'll bust him up. Anyway, he goes, yeah, I'm a body puncher like you. I'll slow him down and I'll beat him. Anyway, I'll let him have half a dozen fights. Then I'll pull the pin, because he's good at school and he's good at basketball. He was a shorty for a while, now he's shot up. When your dad and me were young, we were small kids. Now, kids 12, 14 years old got size 13 foot. I'm a size 6. I can't believe it. He was a shorty, now he's nearly 6 foot. G'day, mate. How you going? I said, just cut that voice out. Yeah, going good, mate. Yeah, so anyway, he's going to have a few fights, and I'm no good for him to be in his corner. I can teach him at home, but he's got too much confidence with me where he can answer back, and that's no good. So I need a stranger, someone that I got a bit of faith in, that I can put him with, can go in his corner, and that would be okay. My dad would have been all right, but he passed away a few months ago from cancer. Also another injury I got was cancer in the ear. They cut it out. Then he said to me, there's more cancer going towards the brain. So he had to cut the ear, go in, and pull out the rest of it. So that was, I don't know if that was from boxing, but that's been throbbing, and this one's been throbbing on and off for many years. They call it a cauliflower ear. Yeah. Like that, yeah. So I don't know if I got that from that, but I know I've been hit there a million times, and I've got some bloody injuries. Fingers, I've got broken fingers many times. I've got a ruptured kidney that doesn't work. It's just dormant. It just stays there. But they told me you can live with one kidney. So I've got one kidney that's bad. I've got Alzheimer's. I've had an ear problem, and I've got many finger problems. So that's my injuries out of 22 years.
Yeah, and Obviously, we look at all those injuries that you mentioned. I want to really zoom in on a sport like AFL, which has recently been, blowing up in the media about concussion and protocols and rules and how players can protect themselves. Do you reckon athletes need to wear some sort of headgear, or do you think it depends on the sport and depends on the situation?
No headgear. If a boxer wears headgear, he feels more protected, and then he'll drop his hands, and then he'll get hit more, right? And when you got a headguard on, you still get the shock. Doesn't matter, the headguard only stops, doesn't help your brain. Headguards only stop cuts. So if you ever have an accidental head clash, you'll get a cut. If you've got a headguard on, you won't get a cut. But it does make you more confident, but you get hit a lot more. Now, if you get hit with the headguard on, your head still shakes. You get that, you still shake. So it's still hitting you in the head. It's not flush. You won't get a cut eye or anything, but you're still getting hit in the head. So it makes no difference for headgear. Especially with football, they're always boring in, trying to get hold of that ball as fast as quick as they can. And they have massive head clashes in football. But I don't know about what they get. They get the migraines, and we were talking about it before, they have to go to the hospital. But a lot of them only ever got injured once or twice in their whole career, and they're going out for claims of $1 million. $1 million for this and $1 million for that. That's just professional bullshit.
Thanks for that. And do you feel like concussion and the consistency of it is different in every sport, or do you feel like that shock that you mentioned, can be in every sport on a every day-to-day basis?
Any sport, mate. Once you hit in the head, you hit in the head. So any sport can do it. But the worst one would be, see, football, their knees hit the ground before their head. Very rarely you see a football player jump up and land on his head. You very rarely see that. You'll see him fall on his arms or on his knees, and then he might just hit his head lightly on the grass. So I don't know, mate. I don't know. I don't really know what's the best answer to give you there.
Not only suffering concussion yourself throughout your career, but obviously you've delivered a hell of a lot as well. Just looking at your stats, you had 49 fights, pretty sure in your professional level. Only 8 losses, and 5 of those 8 were by knockout. When you deliver that concussion to someone, when you knock them out, obviously you feel great, getting the victory. But is there a sense in you that says, gee, this is serious, I could really hurt them?
No. Now I would think that. But back then, I was an angry young kid, 19 years old, never had a car, never had a job. I left school at 15 after I seen Rocky at 12 years old. I just loved boxing. But, mate, no. What was that question again? I lost it.
All good. Do you feel any, empathy, or do you feel bad, when you really knock someone out?
No, I don't feel bad. Actually, I feel wrapped. But now, sitting at home and I see someone get hurt, like Tim Tszyu the other day, that cut that he received, I felt sorry. That bloke should have gave the belt to Tim. He was losing. Tim Tszyu lost by 1 point. I should have stopped it and made it a draw and let Tim keep his belt. That was unfortunate, but that was a massive cut, and that should have been stopped by all means. I mean, when you lose that much blood from your head, what's that word you can use when you lose too much blood in the head?
You start to feel like dizzy or
lightheaded, and you're not getting the oxygen to the brain as quick as it should. So yeah, Tim Tszyu, mate, he put up a good effort. But if I had to do my boxing again, I wouldn't have family, because family mean well, but you've got to go to the best man for the job. And my kids, I taught them from babies, but now when they become adults, I picked out the best trainer for them. Now, to be a good trainer in boxing or any sport, you've got to train every kid different. If I've got a gym here and I've got 5 kids in there, one kid's a good boxer, but he can't punch. The other kid can punch hard, but he can't box. This kid's a good body puncher, but his hands are down, his head's up in the air. He cops too many knocks. You've got to train each kid accordingly to what he can do. Some kids can do it all. Like I said before, they can bat, bowl and field. They can infight, they can punch, they can box, they can slug it out, they can do everything. That's what I was good at. I could do anything in boxing. So if I had an opponent that was stronger than me, I would have boxed him. If I had an opponent that could outbox me, I could punch hard enough to put him in his place. If I had another bloke that was rough and tough, I could body punch to slow him down. So I had a bit of everything, and I was lucky to have that. But if I would have been just a walk-up street kid, tough, no idea, just relying on my toughness and my strength, I wouldn't have lasted 22 years. I only lasted 22 years because I had brains. I made sure I never got hit much. I kept out of the way. I got undershots and things like that.
And looking at, obviously back then it was different, but looking at the not only boxing but other sports now, can athletes prevent concussion, or does it come with the game?
Comes with the game, mate, but people that go and watch sport, if they seen somebody with a head guard, and now they're making us wear big gloves in sparring, size 16-ounce gloves. When I was fighting, the gloves were 8 ounce. You can see them on the wall, that big, like a mitt. And when you get hit with them, you know you're getting hit. Now they're making them wear 16-ounce gloves. It's like wearing fucking pillows. You can't hurt no one. You get hit more because the punch saves you. You don't feel it as much because it's softer, but you get hit more. And they've had a thing with the boxing rings. If you get a boxing ring and it's a big ring, 20 foot by 20 foot, you can get away from your opponent and stop getting hit as much. And if you get a small ring like my ring at the back, small, I got that because you have to fight. 2 steps back, you're getting punched in the face. So you have to be aware of defence, how to block, how to slip, how to keep out of harm's way, be clever. And in a small ring, you have to do that. Now, if you've got a ring that's got a heavy sponge on it, your legs are bouncy, you can't get away from punches fast enough, you get hit more. If you've got a ring like mine, solid wood, steel, it doesn't bounce, your legs feel comfortable, you can move side to side and be safe. So I don't believe in the ones that are spongy and bouncy because you can't get out of the way of the punches fast enough. And when I was fighting, I'd stay awake. I'd train at 6 till 7:30, stay awake all night till 4 o'clock in the morning, drive to Bacchus Marsh, run up a hill 5 kilometres like that, run down it, come home, shower, porridge, sleep all day, go to the gym again at 6 o'clock. So at night, I'm wide awake, I'm clear as a bell. Daytime, well, I've got to put on my thinking cap, you know what I mean?
Well, I think I've got, some great points there to whip up the story. Especially, and I really appreciate your time. It's absolutely brilliant to see the mark you've left on this community and this country. So thank you. There he is, the great man Lester Ellis. Really appreciate his time for the interview. If you liked that interview, make sure to give it a thumbs up, comment, share it out to your friends and family, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And for more sporting updates, head to my Facebook page and also my Instagram page. That'd be much appreciated.